Hello, my name is Faaiz Abdallah Dhewanto from Garuda Cendekia High School. Today, my partner Muhammad Akhtar, Rashad and I will be presenting the product of our research, the Mertoku biofilter. It is a motor vehicle natural absorbent made by using the extract of the leaf of the mother-in-law's tongue.
Our research, which discusses the effect of adding a biofilter extract from the mother-in-law's tongue to the motorcycle exhaust, which will later be compared with the use of a standard exhaust. The purpose of this research is to determine whether the addition of mother-in-law's tongue leaf filter on the exhaust can reduce exhaust emissions generated by the combustions of motorbikes. This is possible because the mother-in-law's tongue has an active ingredient called pregnane glycoside, which functions to reduce pollutants into organic acids, sugars, and amino acids, which are harmless to humans. The materials that we need are the mother-in-law's tongue leaves, paper pulp, starch, and distilled water. Then the tools that we use are central lathe machine, caliper, welding, measuring cup, stopwatch, analytical balance, blender, oven, and exhaust gas analysis instrument. Now I want to explain how we made the filter and how we tested the exhaust gas emissions with the following procedures. First, paper is soaked until it becomes pulp. Then the leaves of the mother-in-law's tongue are weighed using an analytical balance of 500 grams. Then wash the leaves with distilled water to remove dirt from the leaves. And add it back with distilled water as much as 500 milligrams and mash the leaves in the blender for 5 minutes. The pulp of the mother-in-law's tongue, paper pulp, and starch is mixed in a ratio of 4:2:1, then stirred until blended. The cut filter paper has a diameter of 5 centimeters and then dipped into the absorbent mixture with a thickness of 0.5 centimeters and then oven for 20 minutes at 100 degrees Celsius. After that, attach the filter paper to the filter tool and test the exhaust emission using the exhaust gas analysis instrument. Finally, analyze the data obtained from the exhaust gas emission test results by calculating the average value and the percentage, which later will form a graph so that the difference can be seen and can be compared if using a biofilter and not using a biofilter.
Now, the results. First of all, we have to know the limits of the exhaust gas emissions for motorcycles, which, as the Minister of Environment has said, is no more than 4.5% carbon monoxide and 2,400 parts per million hydrocarbon for both 2-stroke and 4-stroke motorcycles. After testing the exhaust gas emissions with and without the Mertoku biofilter, there seems to be a decrease when using the Mertoku biofilter. But by how much, you ask? Well, we tested the exhaust gas emissions on a speed of 1,300, 2,500, and 4,000 RPM. On a standard Yamaha Aerox, when on a speed of 1,300 RPM, we got the result of 3.57% carbon monoxide and 836 parts per million hydrocarbon. Then, on 2,500 RPM, we got 6.97% carbon monoxide and 364 parts per million hydrocarbon. And lastly, on 4,000 RPM, we got a result of 0.39% carbon monoxide and also 185 parts per million hydrocarbon. Now, compare that with the result we got with the Mertoku biofilter, which on 1,300 RPM got the result of 1.14% carbon monoxide and 310 parts per million hydrocarbon. Then, on 2,500 RPM, we got 5.65% carbon monoxide and 340 parts per million hydrocarbon. And on 4,000 RPM, we got 0.65% carbon monoxide and 106 parts per million hydrocarbon. Now, if we take the average, we get 3.64% carbon monoxide and 461 parts per million hydrocarbon for the standard Yamaha Aerox exhaust. And the one using the Mertoku biofilter as a result of 2.48% carbon monoxide and 252 parts per million hydrocarbon, which is a decrease of 31.9% for the carbon monoxide gas emission levels and 36% for the hydrocarbon emission levels. Now, from the data we've already presented, we can conclude that the Martoku biofilter can decrease the gas emission levels by 31.9% for the carbon monoxide emission levels and 36% for the hydrocarbon emission levels, as I've said, which is a decrease of a considerable amount.
And that is all from us. Thank you for watching our presentation video, and I hope what we have shared would be beneficial for all of us. Thank you once again. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.